we've all seen the tension between Muhoozi, who is also the Chief of Defense Forces of Uganda, and also the United States senators, plus the lawyer for Bobi Wine, also called Robert Amsterdam. Well, in this edition of Legal News Daily, we need to discuss a number of issues. Number one, what has caused the tension between the Chief Defense Forces and also the people in the United States? Number two, could there be possible legal actions and sanctions that are going to be put on the CDF and also other government officials during the post-election time? And most importantly, number three, what does it mean if Uganda has considered the United States senators and Bobi Wine's lawyer what is called persona non grata? So, in this edition of Legal News Daily, let's discuss all of these issues and get a possible solution for both Uganda and the United States. So, let's go. Hello everyone, welcome back to Legal News Daily. I'm your host Terry Kahuma on this channel. And like I always say, Legal News Daily is our daily legal news segment where we discuss all things national and international, political, social, but most importantly, legal. Now, straight to the point. We all know and we've all been seeing the tweets that have been uttered out or that have been written by Muhoozi, who is also the Chief of Defense Forces and who is also the son of President Museveni. Now, these tweets, he stated that because he believes or he has received intelligence that the diplomats at the United States Embassy in Uganda have helped who he calls Bobi, or who is also known as Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, also known as Bobi Wine. They have been helping him to be able to either kidnap himself and then take himself away from the public scene in order to cause destabilization in Uganda. Now, Muhoozi even went ahead and then stated that because of this intelligence that I've gotten from my intelligence systems and security apparatus, then we are now cutting ties with the United States government, and therefore we also need to revise our relations in terms of diplomatic relations, legal relations, and also relations in terms of the United States supporting the Ugandan government security officials with possible trainings and also military aid to be able to facilitate the entire UPDF. Now, that is what has caused tension between the two. Now, to even add salt into the tension, we find that Bobi Wine, who has now gone into hiding ever since the 2026 elections, in particular 16th of January, Bobi Wine has now gone ahead to contact his lawyer, who is so-called Robert Amsterdam. Robert Amsterdam, a brief bio is that Robert Amsterdam helped Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu during the 2018 saga that happened when Bobi Wine went to Arua and then unfortunately his driver passed away due to the shooting that was done by the state agencies. And therefore, we find that Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu had no choice but to be able to go and seek medical attention and also seek legal help from Robert Amsterdam, who sits in Washington and has now been representing Bobi Wine for the last 8 years. Now, when we go to the tension that has been caused, Robert Amsterdam, Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu's lawyer in the United States, has joined forces with one of the United States senators who is in charge of foreign relations, and they are now tabling to bring a bill stating that, number one, the presidential elections which have just been concluded of 2026 were considered null and void because Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu and the National Unity Platform leaders have stated that there was a lot of voter rigging of the presidential elections, the member of parliament elections, local council, you name it. So there was a lot of voter cheating and voter rigging as per Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. We see that not only are the National Unity Platform leaders aggrieved with the presidential election results, but we also see other presidential aspirants such as Kasibante or Mr. Kasibante, who has now also taken President Museveni to court, stating that he wants the results of the elections nullified and therefore he has gone by way of an election petition. Now, let's go back straight to the point. We find that Robert Amsterdam, who is the lawyer for Bobi Wine, and also the US senators are now stating that due to Muhoozi tweets, number one, and also due to the gross human rights violations that have happened during the 2026 elections, due to the gross violation of human rights, and also due to the alleged voter rigging of the presidential elections, then therefore we need to, number one, revise the relations, in this case diplomatic relations and also militaristic relations that United States has with Uganda. And also Robert Amsterdam and the United States Senator for Foreign Relations are pushing for possible sanctions against Muhoozi, President Museveni and all the other government officials that participated in the gross violation of human rights and also the alleged voter rigging in Uganda during the election campaign time. Now, we find that to even add even more salt to injury, we have that Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu has not been to his home for the past 2 weeks. There has been heavy deployment of military personnel and soldiers who have not only gone and surrounded Bobi Wine's home, but they've also gone ahead and also assaulted his wife inside his home and also ransacked the entire home. Now, what are the legal issues concerning this? Number one, we see that the United States does not have a right to be able to interfere in the domestic laws of Uganda. However, it does have a right to be able to review its entire relation with the Republic of Uganda. Number one, the foreign aid under the Foreign Aid Act of the United States, which states that if at all the Foreign Aid Act is facilitating aid, grants, money to the military of another country, and it is stated that that same aid is being used to be able to inflict or impose damage or injury onto the people of Uganda, then therefore they can be able to review the relations that it has with that particular country. So therefore, Robert Amsterdam is asking that please, United States, through your foreign relations policy, review the relations that Uganda is having with the United States. Also, we look at what's called the Magnitsky laws. If at all the foreign aid being cut to Uganda is not enough, then therefore they can go in accordance with what's called the Magnitsky and the Leahy laws. Now, the Magnitsky and Leahy laws state that if at all we take the measure of cutting foreign aid to Uganda in terms of supporting its military and military trainings, then therefore we can also do what's called sanctioning. Now, we've all heard of sanctioning. We have so many people here in Uganda who have been sanctioned. So sanctions can be on the entire general country, and also sanctions can be on particular individuals. Now, the Leahy laws provide for entire sanctioning of the country, where it is stated that even during Idi Amin's time, because of that gross violation of human rights, we had that Uganda was put on economic embargoes, meaning that Uganda could not trade with other countries, and also political sanctions, meaning that we have put a temporary ban. Now, I'll take you to what's called a sanction. A sanction is a set of restrictions and staff laws and rules that the United States and other states in the West can put on the Republic of Uganda or any other country which they deem deserve the sanctions, in that they are going to cut foreign aid, they're going to cut all relations, support programs, military programs, programs to be able to facilitate the sick people, like HIV programs, things like that. So therefore, we are going to have it that Uganda is going to be left in a very tough situation, because if we don't have aid, if we don't have medical care, if we don't have medicine and support to the Ugandan people, then therefore Uganda is going to lose out in terms of financial support. Then we also have sanctions on particular individuals. Now, the Magnitsky laws state that you can put sanctions on particular individuals if there's overwhelming evidence that these individuals have gone ahead and allowed human rights violations to be able to go ahead and inflict it on the people of Uganda. So therefore, Robert Amsterdam has put a lot of pressure on the United States Senate to be able to put a lot of financial pressure in terms of threatening to remove financial aid to Uganda, and also to sanction its political and government officials in Uganda because of the gross violations. Now, Robert Amsterdam is saying that please, if you do not bring Bobi Wine back to his home and make him a free man, then therefore we're even going to go ahead and put tougher restrictions. Now, what is the toughest restriction that Robert Amsterdam is pushing for? Number one, he is stating that please, since Uganda is a member of the Commonwealth are a group of countries that were under the Kingdom of Great Britain, which is the Great Britain Kingdom, or the Kingdom of England. So therefore, as you know, Uganda was a former colony of the British Kingdom. And therefore, Robert Amsterdam is saying that if at all these human rights violations continue, then please, Commonwealth, we are now crying out to you, have it that Uganda should be removed from or among the Commonwealth countries. Therefore, by using all of these jargons and also limited options that the United States has, Robert Amsterdam and the United States Senator in charge of foreign relations stating that Uganda will now reform to what the United States wants. And therefore, even if the CDF Muhoozi is stating that we are cutting ties, and therefore after that he goes and deletes the tweets and says, oh, United States, I'm sorry, I was misinformed. The United States refused his apology and said that we're not taking this lightly, and therefore Uganda, please prepare for tougher measures that we're going to put on your country due to human rights violations. So those are the laws that we can look at. Now, because of Robert Amsterdam and the United States Senators' move to push the Trump administration to do this, then the big government officials in Uganda stated that please, Robert Amsterdam and the United States Senator for Foreign Relations, you are now considered persona non grata. What does persona non grata mean? It means that the state has made a statement saying that we should not, or we cannot host that particular individual who is trying to bring instability in our country. So persona non grata is an international term that states that we are declaring that these individuals are not allowed into our country because they're trying to destabilize our country through their actions in their particular country. So persona non grata in summary is that please, Robert Amsterdam and the United States Senator who are pushing for this, you're no longer welcome in Uganda. That's what it means in summary. So I wanted to explain everything for you moving forward. Robert Amsterdam and the United States Senator are not only using United States laws, but they're also going in relation to the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, 1995 as amended. They're stating that so many human rights have been violated. Article 44, Article 24, Article 27, which talks about the right to freedom of speech and expression, and most importantly, the right to privacy, which was violated by the security forces entering Bobi Wine's home. So let's just see where this whole heated debate is going to go moving forward. Uganda, because of its government officials, people like Biawakama of Electoral Commission, who disappointed so many Ugandans by his constant dampening of the campaigns by the opposition or any opposition party, made so many Ugandans aggrieved and have grievances against him, and therefore we're going to see so many sanctions being put on particular government officials who participated in this particular campaign. Well, until next time, please let me know what I should talk about in a future video. I remain Terry Kahuma. For God and my country, I remain a proud patriot. Until next time, I'll see you. Bye-bye.